Hello, good morning to anyone who is new at starting a startup. I am dedicating this video to you because last night I was thinking about the tips that I gave you, and to recap, it was to sign up for or to have a problem, to think about the problem, and figure out a way to essentially. I just woke up and I was thinking about this during my meditation today. It just kept popping in my mind. And so I had to expand on this video today because it's important to reflect and be honest with yourself on what problems you can help others with. And so, with that in mind, the rule of thumb is if you are an expert in something, chances are you can solve someone else's problem. And the fastest way to be an expert in something is to just do it, do it, do it, and just repeat. Repetition is key. Great leaders will always repeat themselves with their employees. And so you have to be a great leader to yourself in order to create a new habit. And so that's a very big important step. Now I want to move on to PandaDoc, because I did tell you about PandaDoc revenues and how much money we made, but I actually forgot to show you how to combine the problem solving with PandaDoc. So today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So my eyes are still a little blurry, and it's let's see here. It's starting to I think I'm farsighted now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen, and let me know if you could see that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will open PandaDoc. So let's do that. Open PandaDoc. And we're going to create your proposal. And that's how you will test your idea, which is this is how you're going to help other companies solve problems. And that's what we're trying to do. How do you solve other companies' problems, or how do you solve other people's problems? And that's how you're going to build your business. You start with the why. Why are you doing this? Are you uniquely qualified? And what problem are you going to solve that would provide extreme value for someone else that they will pay you either $3,000 or $5,000? That's just a number. You can start at any number you want, but do remember, if you want to make at least $300,000, it's a lot faster to get there if you charge higher. And so if you charge lower, which is $100, you might just need to sell courses, which is a very different path than what I'm sharing. And so let's go ahead and create our first template. First thing that you'll see is, of course, the dashboard. And this dashboard is important because this is your pipeline. So I use this as my CRM. A CRM is also known as a client relationship management tool. And some people call it a customer relationship management tool. And it's important to work your pipe. What that means is the more documents you send out to companies when they're ready to have a proposal, the more that will be viewed, the more that will be negotiated, the more that will be either completed, expired, or declined. And that is the two things that you want to happen. You either want them to be completed, which is a yes, I agree to you solving my problems, or no, I do not agree. And then that's where you can start negotiating. Waiting for payment, this is where Stripe comes in. Yes, connect PandaDoc to Stripe. That's my final tip. And so let's go on to creating your proof of concept. So, okay. So let's start off with our proposals. A proposal is exactly what it means. You are offering your services because you do not have a product to a company, an entity, or a person. And when they agree, then you can collect the funds to that proof of concept proposal. Notice how I combined the word proposal and proof of concept. Let's go ahead and create our first template. So to do that, the only thing you need to do is click on new document, and we're going to create a template. They already have featured galleries, so make your job easier. The less time you spend on your proposal, the more time you can spend on wowing your potential customers. And I see this a lot, including myself, with a lot of new founders. They tend to focus their energies on things and tasks that they think is important, but it's not really important, such as creating a product when there's a lot of assumptions. And so to avoid building something people don't want, try selling it first. Go ahead and pretend that we are a marketing agency. I'm going to offer personal branding as an example. Most new founders make a mistake on. They tend to spend too much time on their name. Like, I can't start a business because I don't know my name. And the truth is, you're probably going to change your name again and again and again. And so don't even waste time on your name. Just use your actual name as your company for now and change it in the future, because let your clients choose the name for you. They're going to start giving you names. So let's go ahead and just put in here, what problem am I going to solve? Okay, I'm back. Now that you know what problem you're going to solve, let's go ahead and create a proposal that we're going to treat as a proof of concept. So this is a proposal, and we're going to treat this as a paid proof of concept. We will change this in the future. I'm just making a note here so you know the purpose of this proposal and how you're going to build your company as a first-time entrepreneur. To build that company, I recommend creating services and proving your assumption that people will pay and actually need help with what you're solving. So here we go. What is the problem you are going to solve? So I'm repeating that because repetition is key in order to learn something. Obviously, this is where you put your headline. And so, what is the problem you're going to solve? And for me, as a salesperson, I'm going to solve sales, revenue, and leads. And so, let's make that very, very simple. I'm going to offer lead generation that converts to revenue. Okay, there's a lot going on in this, and this is very, very white glove for now. Eventually, the more you close, you can start refining your services so that you can scale out a lot faster. But this is a wide enough net to understand the problem that people actually need. And so, prepared for, of course, you put your name in here. So I'm gonna put my name, Zen Lennon. Prepared by prepared by Zen Lennon, and then prepared for, this is the first company or first person that you're going to approach. So let's just say I'm going to go after Rakuten. Okay, I'm going to mention them. All right, so let's go down, and then as you can see here, the service contract, it has all of these great definitions in here, and then the statement of work. This is the important part, the statement of work. There's terms in here, and you can talk about the terms on the contract. Is it going to be 1 month? Is it going to be 3 months, 6 months? And then the term of payments, is it going to be credit card? Are you going to have taxes? Chances are you probably won't add taxes. That's a big turnoff. And then what you really need to think about are the deliverables. The deliverables and your statement of work. Now, here's the thing. You can't put your statement of work together or your deliverables together unless you talk to that company So in this case, your evangelist, Rakuten, the decision maker from Rakuten. Let's say his name is John at Rakuten, right? And he's the VP of sales at Rakuten. You need to sit down with him and understand, okay, so John, what is the most important thing to you right now? And this is where I will add another section, another content block like this. And I will put something like scope of work. And you can make this pretty later. What are the 3 things? Don't go over 3 things. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt out and you might over promise and under deliver. The goal is to under promise and over deliver. Okay, John, what do you want at Rakuten? John goes, I want more leads. This is where you ask him a benchmark question. How much leads do your SDRs get today? How are you getting leads? He's going to say, well, we have one SDR and he schedules 5 appointments. And then I'll say, he schedules 5 appointments and try to understand what is your target persona? What is your ideal client profile? And this is where he says, our ideal client profile are, we go after partnerships, e-commerce, and then 10,000 plus company size. This is just an example, okay? And we typically talk to VP of partnerships, something like that. And now you know who you're going to target. So the next step for me is to do my research. I've done this a lot before, and I know exact steps to take in order to find these leads right here. But again, you cannot offer a service unless you're an expert in it. I know exactly where to find these people, and chances are they're going to be in LinkedIn, and it's pretty easy to get them. So the next question for me with John is, John, tell me, how many appointments do you get per week or per month that is set by your SDR that are qualified? The keyword is qualified appointments per month. And then John will say, you know what? We only get around 5 per month. And that's when I'll tell them, okay, I'll try to increase that by 30% month over month. So 30% month over month from current benchmark. And that would be, he said, 5 appointments. Now you have something to go by, because John's job is to improve performance every single month for his team. And so what you want to offer is, we can help improve performance, and don't over deliver. Even if you know you can get 10 or 20, don't say that. Just prove it first. Again, a lot of those are going to be assumptions until you can do it for that particular client, even if you've done it yourself. And then that's it for now. The revenue part, this is a little tricky, because now when you book the meeting, you have a success metric. And the success metric is, now you can say, John, will you be happy if we were to increase your 5 appointments plus 30% more month over month? And he's probably going to say, yeah, of course I will. So you're going to do that for how long? And then this is where the terms comes in. And you tell him, well, we could probably do that in 6 months, because there's a ramp up time. And this is where you're negotiating. So he'll say, okay, 6 months. How about 3 months? He'll say. And then you get, okay, let's try it for 3 months. As a 30, 60, 90 rule, here are the deliverables. So now you go and talk about the deliverables, the expectations. What systems are you going to use, right? What systems? How are you? The how. This is where you talk about the how. This is where I actually talked about services. So we had VAs, but I told him that at the same time we're creating a platform, an alpha platform, out of the funds that we collect from him. And so 60, he should already get 5 appointments. Like, we should already be hitting these numbers, right? And so that would be, what is it, 5 30% of 5, it's 7, 6, 6, 1.5. So that's going to be around 6.5 appointments. Or you could just round it up, 7 appointments. Okay, so that's a little over 30%. So 7 meetings. And then what is 30% of 2.1? 7, 8, 9. So 9 appointments. 9 appointments. Okay. And then there you go. That's exactly the deliverables. And then you can talk about the systems that you're going to integrate or use. The how, the methodologies, he probably won't care about this unless you deliver the 7 to 9. And then the most important part here is qualified. And you should definitely tell him approval process, that he can approve these appointments so they fall into the qualification realm. And that's it. That is how you use PandaDoc. At the very bottom of this, you should definitely create a signature field. And so just add a simple signature field. So something like this, right? Of course, you'll make this a lot nicer. Text field, his name. And then you'll add the date. So we'll add the date just like that. Okay. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to zoom in. And what you're seeing right now is I have an executive. So what I was selling is myself, enterprise account executive proposal. That's me. And then I had my overview, right? So the overview will include my deliverables. This is exactly what I'm going to do, just like that. And then the process to get there. And so the weekly deliverable would be XYZ. And then the schedule for them would be to pay this much in 3 months. And then that's pretty much it. At the very bottom, make sure you are collecting the signature so that this is a legal binding document. And then the most important part is, of course, the paid section. You most certainly want to make sure that this is connected to Stripe. And so this is where it becomes automated. So, my friends, my new entrepreneurs, I hope you enjoyed that quick iteration on the tips on how to close $260,000. Again, number 1, to recap, is to find a problem that companies are willing to solve. And I say companies because companies have a bigger budget. Brands have a huge budget for sales. They have a huge budget for marketing. And so those are the great niche or problems that you can solve, such as SEO, keyword ranking, design, content marketing, growth hacking, aka people say, what is growth hacking anyway? AKA building personal brands. So define what you are going to do in a form of a problem statement, solution statement. Step 2, proof of concept in a form of a proposal. That's where PandaDoc came in, and I gave you a quick demo on how to create a proposal. And then finally, it's very important to connect Stripe because of recurring revenue. Stripe is a way for you to create memberships, and PandaDoc has an integration with Stripe. I hope you like that. And I will make another separate video on how to build a proposal proof of concept from scratch. That will be its own workshop. And do subscribe to the channel because you probably have a lot of questions. I gave you a very high level view on what to do without building a product to build and start your startup or your services or service company. But I will also talk about how to build your pipeline, how to work your pipeline. And so make sure you get notified and hit that bell. Until next time, thank you for your time and keep on closing. Peace.